highly innovative and disruptive. We're building an autonomous constellation in space. So it's not just deploying 200 satellites, it's deploying satellites that actually talk to one another and decide autonomously where exactly they will be, and also decide autonomously how to manage the communication network. So this is highly challenging, all developed by us. The software is the Sky and Space Global software. So from the first batch that we will launch, we will already provide machine-to-machine services, Internet of Things services, instant messaging services to anyone across the equatorial region. And the more satellites we deploy, the better is the coverage. So instead of having few times per day, you will have more and more times per day until you will get a seamless 24/7 coverage. And that will happen relatively quickly over the course of probably 16 to 18 months in total, which is very, very fast. These are the world's smallest and first communication nanosatellites. So the 3 diamonds, as I've said, are the world's smallest communication satellites. They're this big, half a shoebox inside. So it's 30 centimeters by 10 by 10. Okay, so this is roughly the entire size of these satellites. The Pearls constellation will be slightly bigger. They will be what we call an 8U nanosatellite, so 40 centimeters by 10 centimeters by 20, roughly a shoebox size satellites. And these satellites from 500 kilometers low Earth orbit, you can conduct a phone call. So we were the first ones to do inter-satellite communication with nanosatellites. We're the first ones to do data transfer, instant messaging, and a phone call. We're the first ones to do financial transactions, cybersecurity protected information transfer between the satellites. We're the first ones to do formation flying without any propulsion. We're controlling the constellation of these 3 diamonds without any propulsion on board the satellite, just using a very unique and innovative algorithm to control the distance through change in the drag of the satellites themselves. So quite a long list of world first, due to the exceptional team and the expertise and the know-how we have within our company. So we've taken all of these world firsts, and they will be an integral part of what we will do with the Pearls constellation. Now that we have proven it can be done, it's time to commercialize these assets and provide commercial services to the people living in the equatorial region. Earth imagery using nanosatellites has been around for a few years, with several companies doing that, but you have to have the satellite pass over your ground station in order to download the data. With Sky and Space Global, we're creating a network, a mesh of routers in the sky. So each one satellite is in constant communication with the entire network. So you don't have to wait for that satellite to pass overhead the ground station. You are in constant communication with it, and you can always download the data. If you think about the Internet of Things or machine-to-machine services that Sky and Space Global will provide, it's quite different than other initiatives and ideas and even existing services, because it's a 24/7 coverage. It's almost like being constantly connected to the grid, and that has a lot of advantages for companies who are looking for real-time data from their assets on the ground. It's going to be very exciting, very challenging as well. We will start to launch next year, and every 2 to 3 months we will launch additional, what we call a batch of satellites, of the Pearl satellites. So 20 to 25 satellites in each launch every 2 to 3 months, and that gets us to 2020 with enough satellites in space to provide that full coverage that we're talking about. Very, very challenging, but we believe that we can actually do that.